sure to check out Agelessgeeks.com for your figures and collectibles. And before we start the video, just need to give a huge shout out and thank you to Super Giant Mario 64 for these awesome pictures. Be sure to check out his YouTube channel, which is Super Giant Mario 64. Once again, thanks dude for the awesome pictures for my channel. So what is going on, my fellow collectors? How is everybody doing today? DD19 here, and today we are on episode 7 of Posing with DD19. And in this episode, this is the figure that came in second out of all the figures. I asked all of you, who do you want to see on the next episode? And he came in second after the tie with Kakashi and Broccoli. So now he is in episode 7, and I think this might be my favorite Spider-Man figure in my collection as of right now. Really fun figure, and I just love the Iron Spider-Man suit. So, for these posing videos, if you guys want to pose along with me, we all know what we need. So we need all of the accessories, which I have most of them there, not all of them. And then we need the stand, which he is already on. And Spider-Man usually is in a lot of poses where he's in flight or swinging, you know what I mean? So then we also need the box in case you want to replicate any poses right there. And then you Google the character's name, Iron Spider, MCU Spider-Man, or you could just type in Spider-Man or whatever and just replicate some poses. So this pose right here that I have him in is a pose I've had him in on display for the longest time, and I really love this pose here. So I'm thinking maybe to start it off here, maybe we'll do a basic like superhero landing type pose with Spider-Man, and he does not have the Waldos on. Maybe we'll leave them on for this pose. So let's get to it and start posing Iron Spider. Alright, so for this one we do not need the stand, and the webbing I'm using here is from the Mafex Black Suit Spider-Man, which I prefer this webbing the most out of all Spider-Man figures I do own. And I'm not going to do this pose. Well, I'm going to do that pose, but there's another one I found that's identical, but he has the Waldos on. And it should pop up on the bottom here, what pose I am replicating. Give me a second, because I need to look at it right now. Okay, I see what I'm doing. Alright, so need kind of like a open resting type hand, or you could use and always be careful with Mafex figures with their hands, their wrist joints mainly. You always just have to be cautious with them. You know what I mean? That they are fragile, and we need this hand here. Alright, so this leg or knee is going to be on the ground. Whoops, that Waldo flung right off. Alright, and so glad Mafex sent everyone out like new Waldos. So cool of them to do that, because they had the issue first time around. I'm pretty sure their 2.0 or second or endgame Iron Spider does not have that issue. Hopefully they learned the first time around. Let me get this camera down more so you guys can see it much better. So he's kind of in like a superhero landing type pose. I mean, his knee isn't really on the ground, but that's how I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it with the knee on the ground, right? And this leg almost fully extended out. Then we got to bring the torso forward so the hand can reach the ground. Kind of twist the waist a little, or the torso, either one, whichever one you'd rather do it with. And then this hand's kind of back here, like this. Kind of like that. I mean, I guess you could use the both these hands if you want. I'm just going to leave this one on though. And the Waldos are kind of like right like that. Hold on there. Let me fix that one. Alright, so we got the hand and the feet positioned. Okay. And these Waldos are kind of like on the ground. That's pretty cool actually. I like how that looks. You get this Waldo down there. Do something like that actually. That's pretty cool. Like the whoops, there we go. Kind of like the Waldos are hooked into the ground, the bottom ones, and then these ones are kind of in the front like that. And that's pretty dope pose, man. There we go. that is a pretty damn cool pose, and you should see the picture down here for what pose I was trying to replicate. Now let's take a closer look and turn the turntable on. And this pose isn't too difficult. It might take a bit of time to get it down, but you can see I have these Waldos like they're into the ground, like they're hooked into the ground. And then we see this leg I moved out a little bit, bent the knee pretty much fully, bent the toe hinge. This leg we have out to the side, bent the knee slightly, and then of course the ankle pivot plays a very pivotal part, no pun intended there, with this pose. Then the waist, I moved a little bit to the right, crunched forward. Same with the torso, crunched forward and moved to the right. Then the left arm, we fully extended pretty much, and then we have the tip of the fingers just touching the ground there. The thumb isn't, but the rest of the hands are, which is definitely good enough. Right hand or arm we have out a bit, slightly bent at the elbow as well, and then the head is looking up and to the left there, and then the Waldos, you can see how I pose those as well, kind of like spider legs, which is pretty damn awesome. I really love the Iron Spider suit concept or design. So damn cool, man. That's a dope pose and a dope figure. Damn. What an awesome figure. And you could do the same thing with the 2.0 SH Figure Arts one as well. So that is pose 1. Now let's move on to pose 2, which I think I'm going to take the Waldos off and then put the unmasked head sculpt on and just put them in like a regular standing pose. Alright, so now we got to remove the Waldos here, and I like how these are connected with magnets and a peg. So let's get these to the side, and this will be the only pose I use without the Waldos. And we're just going to put them in a basic standing pose. And that's a pose that anybody can really do, not too difficult to do, you know what I mean? So let's get this one ready, and I'm going to use both open resting hands for this pose here. Let's get that hand on, there we go. And we got to take the neck off. Damn it. Hold on, I'm going to do this off screen. Alright, let's get that one on. And not the biggest fan of this Tom Holland head sculpt here, but whatever. It's just a pose I am doing for now. Alright, let's get these legs back up here. We'll have them slightly looking off to the left there. Yeah. There we go. Whoops. Sorry about that. Alright, so there we go. We got them in a pretty basic standing pose. Me, personally, I don't like using unmasked head sculpts. Yeah, I like having them for the sake of pictures, but I never, ever really pose my figures with the unmasked head sculpt. So let's just get a quick 360 closer look here. And you can see legs pretty much fully extended, feet flat on the ground there. Waist and torso. Kind of move the waist back slightly, the torso slightly forward, and then we have the arms completely down to the sides, and then the head just looking off to the left there. What a cool suit, man. That's such a dope suit. Hair sculpt looks pretty good on that head sculpt though. So pretty simple pose to do. Now let's do a much cooler pose here, and I think we're going to do something like this. Right there! So let's get that pose on the way. Alright, so we're going to need the stand for this one, so let's get this up here. I already put every part I needed on there, so looks like something like this. Then we got to get the legs up. Use that shifting joint. Okay, something like that. And I'm going to move them that way a little bit as well. Do something like this. Looks like these are more extended. These ones are not. Something like that. And I can't wait for the amazing Yamaguchi Iron Spider-Man. That figure looks so damn cool, man. That's going to be such a dope figure. Cannot wait for it to release. Alright, something like this and that. Alright, I think we pretty much got what we were going for. Alright. I'm going to bend that a little more. I think that's pretty good, right? Yeah, I think we got it. Alright, so now let's get the stand on here. And then take a closer 360 look. Move that up a bit. Yeah, this clamp for this stand is a little too big for Spider-Man, but I'm just using it for now. So this pose isn't too difficult to do. So you can see how I got the Waldos. We have these ones a little more extended. They're all bent, but these ones are a little more extended compared to the top ones. And then the legs, we shifted down the hip joints there, moved them up, then we bent the knees fully, pointed the feet down with the ankle joints. I moved the waist and the torso forward a bit and slightly left. Whoops, sorry about that. And then the right arm I put across the torso and up with the hand, the wall crawling hand on there, and then the left hand kind of moved down a little bit, bent the elbow a bit, and I have it resting on the left leg there, as you can see. And then the head sculpt I moved a little bit to the right, kind of down, and then one joint I moved down a little bit, the other one I moved up a bit. So not too difficult of a pose to do, and it's a pretty cool looking pose as well. So let's do 2 more poses and we will wrap this video up. Alright, so for the next pose here, I'm going to do this, and then the last one I'm going to kind of do like a freestyle pose. But let's get this pose underway. So we don't need the stand here. Okay, the Waldos are all kind of like this. Okay. It's pretty cool, actually. Do that. Oops. Alright, so now we need the gripping hands, and then we need that web. That one webberoo. Alright, so let's get that off. Get the web gripping hands here. Alrighty, right. Alright, so legs are bent a bit. You don't have to exactly replicate the pose that they have, but you do have to bend the legs a little bit there. So looking off that way, this arm's kind of upward, this one's down. Okay, so something like that, and then he's looking off that way, and then all the Waldos are kind of like this. Right? Yeah, I think we got the Waldos in the right spot. And it's like he's tugging, so you kind of like he's tugging, right? So do something like that. See what I did there? I kind of whoops, damn it, I keep forgetting to do that. Alright, so what I did there was I moved the torso to the right and the waist, and I have the right leg bent a bit more than the left, so it looks like he's tugging, right? Tugging on the web that he's pulling, okay? So now let's get the web in there, right? Get the hands a bit closer. Alright, there we go. Now I got what I was trying to do there. Alright, so we have him holding on to the web with both hands. Oops, let's fix those Waldos. And if you hear music, it's my neighbors blasting music. Alright, so like I said, it's better if you have the right knee bent a little more than the left one. So it looks like he's tugging on the web there. Okay? So there we go. I didn't make it identical, but the pictures down there, you can see what I was trying to replicate. So let's get a closer look here and zoom in. So as I told you with the legs, the left one I have extended a little bit more, and then we have both feet flat on the ground. The right leg bent a little bit more compared to the left one to help give the look as to make it look like he's tugging and pulling on something, you know what I mean? And then the torso and the waist moved to the right, right? Kind of made the torso go forward a tiny bit, not too much, but I have both those joints pivoted to the right. And you can see the right arm, the elbow joint is bent, and the left one we have up, right? and then we have it going across his torso. Once again, kind of like the last pose I did with the elbow bent, of course, and you can see how he's gripping on to the webbing right there. Then all the Waldos are all back and arched downward, as you can see there. So, and then of course the head is off looking to the left where he's tugging at or pulling at. So pretty cool pose to put him in. Not one of my favorites, but I never put him in this pose before, so it was pretty cool trying to get him into it there. So let's do one more pose. It's going to be a freestyle pose. I think I'm going to have him just like jumping in the air with the arms out and the Waldos and everything. So let's do that, and then we will wrap up episode 7 of Posing with DD19 with the Mafex or Mafex Iron Spider-Man. Alright, so we're going to need the stand here again. Alright. Whoops. Alright, so I have all the accessories I want to use on here, the open hands, and that's all I really just swapped out. So I want to do something, like I said, I want to have him just like jumping, you know, which is a really cool pose to put Spider-Man into. So we'll do something like that, right? Have the arms back. This is a pose I love putting like every Spider-Man into here. Something like that, and then the Waldos, got to bring those up. Where's Waldo? I don't know if you guys saw it, but there's a company making a Where's Waldo action figure. It was pretty funny, actually. Alright, we'll do maybe something like that. Oh yeah, I want to do one more pose, actually. We'll do that next. Be another like freestyle-ish type pose. Because this one is kind of similar to the other one I did, but there we go. This is a pretty cool pose to put him in. Like I said, I love putting Spider-Man in these jumping like poses there. So there we go. There is the second to last pose. Was going to be the last pose, but I want to put him in one more pose quickly. So this is a pose I always put my Spider-Man figures into when I get a new one. The Waldos I kind of all have sprawled out. And then the hip joints I shifted down, lifted the legs up, bent the knees, ankles, tilted downward, as you can see there, and then the waist and torso I moved forward a bit, and then the arms there I moved them back and they're fully extended, and then the head I kind of have looking down right there. So this is a very simple pose to put Spider-Man into, and it's a fun pose to put him in as well. Like he just jumped off a rooftop, or he's swinging around and just swung off a web and he's jumping down. So there's one more pose I want to put him in. Let's do that right now, and then we're going to end this video. Okay, we do not need the stand, but all the accessories. Oh, whoops, the box of the figure just fell. Ow, I just hit my chin on the camera. Alright, so I have all the accessories I already want on the figure. This was a pose I put this figure into that I totally forgot about, but I loved. Damn it, that one Waldo keeps freaking falling off on me, you bastard. Something like this. Let me get the camera back down there. Let me get. God darn it! Get this Waldo that keeps falling off. Actually, it's the bottom two, I think, that keep falling off. Alright, so I'm going to do something like this. God damn it, man, what the heck? God damn Waldo! Alright, so I'm going to do something like that, and that. And these I want to bring forward. Okay, see, freestyle posing is very fun to do. Like, if you have a pose in mind, go for it and give it a try. You don't always need pictures to tell you how to pose a figure. If you have a pose in mind that you want to put a character into, just go right ahead and do it and see how it turns out. It might not turn out as good the first time, but the more maybe you do it, the better you will get at it. Alright, so let's see here. God damn Waldo, man. That damn Waldo! I'm going to beat it up. Alright, so I want to get the head to look up more. There we go. Sorry if I'm hitting the tripod moving the camera. Damn it, almost had it. Come on, Spider-Man, you can do it, my friend. You can Do it. Alright, I think I almost got it. Ay, ay, ay. There we go. Those up a little more. Alright, so there we go. Something like that. I remember when I first got the figure, I put him in this pose, and I thought it was such a cool pose. Let me get the tripod down a bit. There we go. So this pose will take a bit more time. I kind of rushed it here, but I wanted to show you guys the pose I was trying to do. Kind of like a crouching pose. You see I have the toes on the ground there, knees fully bent. And then we have the legs. I shifted them down, lifted them up, of course. The torso and waist I have forward. Arms, we have inward a bit and fully extended, fingertips touching the ground there. And then the head I try to have look up the best I can, which definitely is good enough right here. Then the Waldos, the bottom two I have going out to the side like they're about to hook forward and kind of grab whoever. And then the top ones look like they are shooting out towards the person there. It's funny, I'm doing like the gestures with my hands, but you guys can't see. But I really love this pose right here. This is such a dope pose to put this figure into. Like the Waldos are attacking whoever is in front of Spider-Man right there. Pretty damn cool pose. So I just wanted to do that one real quick and show you guys that pose there. But anyway, that is episode 7 of Posing with Daredevil 19, featuring the Mafex Minicom toy Iron Spider Spider-Man, the Infinity War version. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you would like to support the channel, don't forget to subscribe and click on that notification bell. And if you liked it, feel free to give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, oh well, I guess you didn't like it. But thanks for watching. I will see you later. Maybe episode 8, I will have 2 figures battling it out and do battle poses.